We have beer.
We have beer.
Hey, you got
Beer
the
is
Guinness
good.
glass. That's not really fair. Of course, neither of us has a Guinness.
Everything's in the dishwasher. All the glasses are dirty, unless you wanted a mason jar.
Welcome to my world.
Unless you wanted a mason jar, and that's not going to happen.
Well, I look more authentic for what I do during the day, but that's about it.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right. Amazing Race Canada, Season 8, Episode, 3? 3.
With Gord
And Wayne.
and Wayne. In case anybody forgot, right?
Oh.
Like we would let them.
All those 40 people who watched our last one?
We have 40 people?
I think so.
I think I know
so.
3 of them.
Yeah, we know most of them anyways.
All right, so.
That's just me refreshing the feed.
Yeah, pretty. Going
Did it
through
work?
it
Did it work?
again, yeah. Don't think that's it.
So they end up in Waterton, and it's a continue racing leg. And
racing.
thank God they stay in Waterton at least for a little bit. Because it would have been really bad. It's like, hey, Waterton isn't pretty. And they left.
Well, it's a great place to go. And I really enjoyed Waterton.
Yeah. And I've actually been to that.
The Wieners of Waterton?
Oh, excellent hot dogs.
Yeah.
Excellent.
We were
hot
there
dogs.
once.
Yep. So,
They do have good hot dogs.
yeah, good choice. So we're not plugging them. They just,
No.
they're not
Although
paying
if
us
they send us
anything.
Wieners, we'd eat them.
Well, if I show up at Winners in Waterton and they say, hey, it's Wayne from Gord and Wayne, you going to give me a free hot dog? I'll take a free hot dog.
There you go. So
'Cause they're excellent.
always good. Anyway, so they end up going to Wieners of Waterton.
Weeks later.
As we ramble on in our usual fashion.
Drink your beer and move on.
Was that the first thing they did? Yeah, pretty much, actually.
And they have to,
They had to memorize 4 orders.
kind of just call them out and then memorize where they had to go. And
Well,
then
I
find
thought
them.
it was weird because I'm looking at the board and all these orders are on clipboards. Why couldn't you just take the clipboard with you, go in and get the orders?
I think you had to stay in there. And
But there was nothing that said that. No, it might have said that
We
in the
don't
actual
know.
rule.
Yeah.
But
then you're
there's
just
nothing that
shouting
actually
outside.
pointed that out. And then one person standing at the door with the other person standing at the thing shouting it in. So it wasn't really a memorization thing.
Not really, no.
Yeah. And then you had to find,
Go around
cycle
town.
around and
It's not like it's a big place.
no, it's not very big.
I mean,
But then they had to go on the 2-seater bikes and cycle around Waterton to find where all the delivery places were. And they all had the same 4 or 5 different places they
I
had to
think so,
deliver
yeah.
to. So, everybody got
you got
their
to see a
lunch.
bit
It's
of
all good.
Waterton in the
Get a little
village.
bit of Waterton.
Yeah, that's nice.
And you get an idea of what they put on their hot dogs at Wieners of Waterton. 'Cause everybody loves a wiener. So.
I know there's a lot of wiener jokes and
Yeah, okay, we'll
a little
stop.
innuendo going on in the episode, and so
Yeah, we don't need to continue
we
it.
do not need
We're
to
done.
continue.
That's it.
Well, it may pop up accidentally.
Oh, right. Anyway,
Moving on. And I noticed a lot of the teams were trying to get on the good side of the 2 brothers.
Yes.
Was it Brendan and Carter?
Brendan and Connor. Yeah.
Yeah, they sound like modern day hockey players, while we sound, Gord and Wayne sound like old school hockey players.
Yeah.
Anyway, so everybody's trying to get on their side, and I think I've been noticing that in the last episode and a half, where everybody's trying to help them to hopefully get the express pass, and they're trying to play people off each other.
Yeah.
But in a nice way. They're not being
Well, everybody's too
sneaky
nice.
about it. Yeah, everybody's
the
been
whole
too
thing.
nice.
It's still episode 3. We're still everyone's too nice.
Yeah, we would be nice, but behind the scenes we'd be going like,
Yeah, there's a certain amount of manipulation you have to do, and it's like, okay, we know that those people are going to be okay. Those people we don't want to align with, just pick the ones you can.
Okay.
And they're going to be in that situation right away. Actually, next episode, they have to distribute 2 of those.
hopefully it'll
Express
create
passes.
some drama between the 2 teams, because even though I like this episode, you're still missing sort of that kind of like
There's no conflict.
conflict. I mean, there's competition, but there's not really a lot of conflict, and I want a little bit more. I don't want a crazy conflict, where people try to
Yeah, you don't want
get
to
really angry.
I mean, nobody
but I
wants
want
to
a
be
little more.
angry
I
at
want a little
everybody,
more. Yeah, but overall, before we, it was a good episode, because then they had to go to Pincher Station, get a bus. I don't know why they couldn't drive to Fernie, because it's only like 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
Not that far. Maybe they had to do with Alberta plates or something like that.
Possibly.
Return the rental cars.
Yeah, possibly.
So, and then 2 buses leaving
15 minutes apart.
15?
4 of them in the first bus, 5 of them in the second bus.
Yeah.
And I mean, on that drive, the 15 minutes apart, you're basically pulling in right after each other.
Oh, yeah.
There's not really a big
Not
gap.
much. No, it's really...
Like going to Fernie isn't really, like you said, it's not really a long drive.
No. And it's.
I don't know why they didn't keep driving.
I think it's probably because the rental cars probably were Alberta plates and they're going to BC. They need to. I don't know.
Now they did get to use a phone. They get that to book their book their hotel.
There was the ad. There was the Expedia.
There was their Expedia ad. Mm-hmm. So that was nice.
I've done that. Yeah. I've done that, and actually, I booked a hotel through Expedia in Pincher Creek. During the same time, I actually went to, Winners at Waterton.
There you go.
A trip I went there because I have family who live in.
Wait, were you behind the scenes?
Coldale.
Running around in the background, nobody saw you?
Yeah, it happens all the time. I'm always in the back. See me in Iron Man 2 in the back.
I thought that was you.
Yeah, it was
and
me.
Then Thor.
No, it wasn't Thor. It wasn't Thor. I've never been in any of the Thor movies.
Anyway, moving on from there, they get to Fernie.
And they have tasks that are related to Fernie. I mean, there's fishing, a lot of fishing in Fernie.
Learning to fly,
and
which is fly fishing.
Yep.
And ready to roll?
Ready to roll. Yeah. Build a bike.
Build a bike. So
people do a lot of cycling in Fernie.
Yeah.
I know people in Fernie who cycle. I know people in Fernie who fish. And
so the learning to fly was basically you had to listen to the old fisherman tell a fishing story using all these different weird names for fly fishes.
Yeah,
and then run a kilometer, put them in order, and then run back and listen to it again and back and forth. Unless you actually got it right the first time.
Well, I think what we do for that one is memorize the first bunch.
Yeah. Run down. Get
the kilometer.
Walk relatively quickly.
Well, with you, because you're so giant and tall.
Then you're running.
Yeah. Because in case guys don't know us.
Yeah.
Florida's 6'8".
No, 6'7".
And almost 6'8", 6'7". So, yeah. And I'm
shorter. We'll leave it at that. Yeah. We just look the same height on the screen. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, we would have. I don't know that we would have gone and tried to memorize 20 fly fishes right off the top.
No.
I think we'd have done maybe 10 and 10. Like each of us memorizes 5, go down, do those 5, come back to the next 5 each, and then go back again.
I mean, we could have done the bike thing too. I mean,
I think I would have preferred to do the bike thing.
It's not like we've never done that before. I
mean, several of them bikes and bookcases and furniture and everything else.
We're old and we're dads and we're husbands, so
you're always having to
we built things.
Put things together.
Not that we've built houses, but
I've actually built a house too. As a teenager, I assisted in building a house. I built it by myself. I wouldn't trust it if I built it by myself.
No, I would not.
However, the house is
come
still
to visit me, Wayne. No, come visit.
Yeah, you see my gazebo. That's why we're shooting here.
I had more beer and
that too.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that was the learning to fly and
so
ready to roll. And most of the teams, I think, most of them actually did ready to roll, didn't they?
Yeah.
If I remember correctly.
A bunch did the ones that did the fly fishing formed an alliance, I think. So
yes.
You memorize these ones, I'll memorize these ones, I'll memorize that one, and we'll move on. And I think
and that worked for a number of the
Catherine
teams.
And Craig was one of them.
Yep.
Wasn't the
brothers, Brendan and Connor, I believe.
Brendan and Connor.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Casey and Jameek started with the bikes.
Yeah.
Couldn't do the bikes.
That's always...
So they flipped. As soon as you flip...
always a concern. As soon as you flip.
Yeah. Because you don't know whether the other ones could be harder.
At least they...
Or easier or what.
I want to say they flip
quickly.
Relatively early. If you're working on something like Fenella, we're going, oh, should we flip too? But they had been there for a while and they're almost done. So it's just...
So they flipped. Ended up doing it, and I mean the memorization part for them worked. They basically did what we would have done. We memorized small groups, run down, sort it, run back, get the next group, run down, get it checked. Mm-hmm. I think they got it the second time they ran down, or maybe the third, something like that. So I mean that worked for them. But meanwhile, everybody else is finishing up the bikes and finishing up the other part of the fly fishing.
Yeah.
And then from the fly fishing, they move on to the quintessential Fernie thing, of course.
Classic Fernie.
Oh, yeah, classic
Doing
Fernie.
aerobics in the middle of the street.
Aerobics in the middle of the street.
Like
in a 90s aerobics outfit,
Always that's what I always do when I'm in Fernie.
Yeah, well, good, because I was going to say that should have been your task.
That was kind of fun, though. I mean, it
looked like they were enjoying themselves.
Amazing Race Canada, when they're trying to figure out, well, we need to do a task, and they can't figure out anything, they always fall into choreograph. Task. Let's do something with choreography. Let's do something
dance or
move. So that's classic Amazing Race Canada, and it paid off. For Catherine and Craig.
Catherine
Craig
and
did
Craig.
it because
Craig-
they're dancers.
He crushed it.
Well, if
He
he
did
didn't
really
crush,
well.
if he didn't crush it, it would have been like, what the hell's wrong with you?
Well, there's that.
you're
And he also
you're-
puts out workout videos, apparently. So,
Well, a professional dancer, does his own workout videos. He's a personal
kind of
trainer.
has the. That's a situation where doing what you actually do worked for him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
they crush it.
Yeah, they crush it. The rest of them had a little bit of work on it, 2 or 3 attempts, but everybody seemed to do it. Everybody gets through the task. Everybody, they have their own weird poses at the end. Everybody had a weird pose.
Because they had to do something. And
one of these days we'll actually start taking notes again so we know who did what task. But, yeah. If you watch the show, you know who did what task.
we're just rambling on about
rambling on
what we think
because it's
about
what we tend to do anyway.
And then they have to go to the Fernie golf course and find John.
Find John at the 4th hole.
See, we know that stuff.
Yeah. We know where we need to be.
We know where we need to go. And we don't need to know the name of the other teams because they are behind us and we will defeat them.
That's exactly right.
Exactly.
If they're all behind us, it's like a rear view mirror. You do not need to know what's behind you.
And
Only worry about what's ahead.
And to be honest, if they haven't stood out yet for us to memorize, to know their names.
No, I mean...
They're all doing the same. They're all similar to... I mean, there's certain teams we're picking up. I mean, like Fernella...
Fernella, but can you tell which one's Franca and which one's Nella, right?
That's okay.
And even Brendan and Connor, I can't really tell which one is which.
Court and Alley.
Okay, Court and Alley, we kind of know.
Jimmy,
we can see,
Jesse and Marika.
Yeah.
Teams I'm sort of getting to know, but overall, they're not as interesting to watch.
Yeah.
But I could just go on and on about that. We've been talking about it ever since we started.
Yeah.
So...
And they probably have the same feeling about us. It's like, who's this Gord and Wayne guy? Or these 2 old guys rambling on.
Complaining about we have no
personality. They don't know who. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I hate that. You remember? This could go on ramble. When we did, it was season 4. We were invited to a viewing party over at River Cree, where they had Ashley and Joel and the 2 sisters, the twins, and I think there was a couple, and they had a crowd, and you and I were the loud ones.
Yes. We were the low.
We had a couple beers in it, but we're not the. But we were like.
But we had personality.
But we were making fun of Joel and Ashley going, "What the heck you do that for?" And that was kind of fun.
Pretty true. No.
Anyway.
Yeah, we pick on everybody. No, nobody is safe.
Not even
when you're around Gord and Wayne.
Not even each other.
No, that's true. Yeah, very true.
That's true.
So, end of the competition, everything else. Catherine and Craig are first to the mat.
Team number 1. That's
really
good for them.
Done. I really, yeah. I think it's a great leg for them.
Good for them.
It was a good move up. I think they were in like 5th or 6th place before.
Yep.
And they were like, we're happy if we can just stay in 5th. No, never be happy in 5th. Try to keep going better. And at first, that's definitely better.
Yeah.
Everybody else kind of flows in behind. And then the last 2 to arrive, Cassie and Jameek.
And also was a bit of telegraphing because they discussed how they put off their baby for 2 years to be on Amazing Race, probably because of the pandemic. They were cast probably earlier, and then the pandemic hit and said, "Oh, we might come back, so let's just wait before I have a baby."
Yeah,
because we might be called back. I mean, some teams have done that in the past, not just a baby, but put off their, Julian Lowell put off his Paralympic thing, to participate. So. A little bit of telegraphing, not as much as the previous one, but...
No. Yeah, you didn't see it coming right from the beginning.
Not as much. No.
Yeah, you started worrying...
You could see it coming.
You could see it was coming about halfway through. It's like, that's not going to play out really well.
Once they switched detours...
we were starting to worry about it then. But, all in all, it was a reasonably good leg. It was enjoyable.
For this season was probably, so far, the best one, because they actually did stuff that was related to... I mean, they stayed in Waterton, and they did stuff that was related to Fernie. And that was kind of nice. Yeah. Cool. So wait for the next episode. Apparently a team comes back. Yes.
We'll see how that plays out.
I'll talk about it next time. I have stuff to say.
He always has stuff to say. What else is new, right?
All right. Cheers.